Athletes, welcome back, and it is test day. Okay if you didn't study for it, because this is gonna be our test day that we will retest after the upcoming cycle that we have, but we have single leg Bulgarian split squats. Now this is gonna be something that's gonna be focused on your glutes, so if your glutes are not developed or they're a little bit behind, then we're taking them to school during this upcoming cycle. We got Ethan, we got Clara, and we are ready to get warmed up so we can test with you. All right, everybody, this is your warm-up. Now, before we get into the warm-up, we are gonna demonstrate this movement. I'm gonna go ahead and have Clara and Ethan move back to their benches for me, and we're gonna go into what a Bulgarian split squat is. So I'm gonna have them take their right foot and they're gonna put it in front of them, and then, there we go. And your left foot is gonna go back on an elevated surface. From here, they're gonna give us 2 reps. So when you guys are ready, just go ahead and give us 2 reps. And then we're gonna switch to the other leg and we're gonna go 2 reps here. Now what we're doing is that we are using a surface to elevate that back foot. I'm gonna go in on Ethan so that we can get a couple details, points of performance that we're looking at for this. So go ahead and take both feet down for me and step back to your bench, Ethan. So what we're looking for in terms of an object that we're gonna use is that it needs to be right below your knee, and then personally, I like to have something that's right above mid-shin. And the reason is that will allow you to touch the back knee to the floor without getting to a place where you're overstretching that hip. This is gonna work for us, but I'm gonna have Ethan step back out. He's gonna put that foot on the bench, and then he is gonna go down. Notice that he does not touch his back knee to the floor, and he finds his starting position, back up, and then back down. What we're looking for is back up and relax, is that we wanna get that hip crease below our kneecap, similar to how we do with a regular squat, and we wanna make sure that our heel stays in contact with the floor at all times. So as we go through this movement and we're testing, if your knee goes past your toes, that is okay. If your heel comes off the floor, that is not okay. So it's gonna take a little bit of time to find the correct positioning. So we're gonna go ahead and get into our warm-up, and what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna have both athletes down on the floor, and we're gonna go into down dog seal pose transition. So I'm gonna have both athletes with hips on the floor. Now they're gonna take their hips up towards the ceiling, and they're just gonna rotate through this. So we're working on getting ourselves opened up through our core, because with this is a movement that is going to definitely test you in terms of your core stability. We are holding this weight, if you're doing Ethan's version, in a goblet squat position. So you're gonna be having to fight that core up. We're gonna give you some options on how you can hold that weight just in case you need it. But we're gonna go ahead and come out of this position, and next we are gonna go into our world's greatest stretch. So we're gonna take one leg, take it forward. Both athletes have their right leg forward. So right hand goes through your left arm, and then we reach up towards the ceiling, and we're getting a little bit of a rotational activation here, making sure that, again, we're taking ourselves and we are loading one leg. So I wanna make sure that both sides of your body is feeling good, and we will take enough of a rest in between both legs so that you can recover before we test our other side. I'm gonna go ahead and have athletes switch. So they're gonna take their left foot and move it forward. Now left hand goes through their arm and then up towards the ceiling. If you don't know which is your left or your right, just remember, the same leg that's forward, it's the same arm on that side that's gonna be going through this motion that we get through. So next what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and stand up, and now we're just gonna go through some tempo air squats. We got a 4 tempo in our test, which means we're gonna go down for a 4 count. I'm gonna count for our athletes. We're starting now, and we're going 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. 4, 3, 2, 1, up. 4, 3, 2, 1, up, and relax. And the next thing we have is gonna be a split squat without our foot elevated first. So both athletes are gonna take the one foot, I don't mind which, and they're gonna split squat or split stance themselves. They're gonna take that back knee, touch it to the floor, and stand. Now with this, I just want you to go through reps. We're not gonna be counting our reps here. We're not even gonna introduce a tempo on this portion. I just wanna make sure that individually, that leg that's on the forward side that's gonna be working feels comfortable in this position. Let's go ahead and switch. And take that back knee to the floor. Good, making sure we're keeping ourselves balanced. We don't feel like we're leaning one way or another. And go ahead and go back down to the floor for me. Now we're gonna hit that down dog to seal pose transition. We're gonna go a little bit faster here. So I want you to hit both end ranges. There's no pause at either end now. So as soon as we get up, we're back down. As soon as we're down, we're back up. getting yourself ready, because if you're like me, you have recurring nightmares that it's the end of the semester and you've been out of school for a while, but it's the finals for your class and you haven't been to that class or studied for it. Yeah, that's a bad feeling. But this one, hey, we've been studying a little bit for this because we have been doing a lot of squatting if you've been following along with us. I want you guys to go ahead and go into our world's greatest stretch again. So we're gonna take 1 foot forward, take that free arm on the same side as the forward leg, and you're gonna reach through and then back up, through and then back up. We're gonna get about 3 reps on this side, and then we are going to switch sides. And again, we wanna make sure that you guys are nice and warmed up for this because we got a 20 rep, that's our goal. That's what we're trying to go for here. And this is gonna be very, very taxing. It's physically, it's mentally, it's emotionally, it's spiritually taxing, it's everything. So you gotta get ready for this one. Next, we're gonna go ahead and hop up again. We're gonna go through our tempo air squats, and we got a 4 count. I'm gonna let our athletes go through a 4 count on their own. This is the time that you test your counting. So I'm not gonna count for you right now, and I wanna see who does a true 4 count and who doesn't do a true 4 count. Both of them are so serious. Ethan's got a little bit of a smile. Clara was talking about beating up little kids earlier. So actually we're talking about if Clara could win a fight against a child and it was determined that the child would win. So next we're gonna go ahead and now we are gonna go to our elevated split squat here. So this is the time, there's no rush. I want you to make sure that you find the position with your forward leg where you're gonna feel comfortable going down. So test that out right now. I want you to go ahead and just give me a couple normal reps here. Again, we're not forcing our back knee to the floor. Make sure that front foot feels comfortable where it's at. If you need to mark the floor to where you're gonna put that foot every time, you can. Now what we're gonna do is that we're gonna go through a tempo on this. So we're gonna go down for 4, 3, 2, 1, up, 4, 3, 2, 1, up, 4, 3, 2, 1, up. Switch legs for me. So we're gonna switch legs. That other foot goes up on the surface behind you and go through a couple of reps here. So no tempo, make sure we're feeling good. And now we're gonna go into our tempo. 4, 3, 2, 1, up. 4, 3, 2, 1, up. 4, 3, 2, 1, up, and relax. And that is it for our warm up. Now, I want to give you a couple pro tips before we get into this test. And what I mean by that is that when we're going through a 20 rep on anything, it's going to get a lot more aerobic than what you're expecting. So we're going to think about taking a nice deep breath in. We're going to go down during that tempo and breathe out as we go up or on the hard part of the movement. And then the second thing is that when we are standing here, we got that 1 foot on the floor. We're going to think about gripping the floor with our foot. When we drive with that forward leg, that's what's doing the work, and we want to focus on driving through that quad and that glute on the side that is working. The last thing that I'm going to give you is that we're going to have Ethan pick up his dumbbell and show us a goblet hold. So this is the position he's going to be holding through both legs. So he's going to do the test with it in the same position. If you can't hold in this position due to any type of limitations you might have, we can drop that down and do a contralateral loading. What that means is that if Ethan has his left foot forward, he's gonna hold the dumbbell in his right side. So it's the opposite side of what we have that working leg. So that's an option for you. Just in case you got any issues with holding that in front, we wanna make sure that we get this test so it's applicable to anybody that wants to do it. And then lastly, if Ethan can't hold in his hand, we can take that dumbbell and put it up on our shoulder. So take it up for me on the shoulder, and then we can hold it right there during the test. So you have options. Whatever you test, you're also gonna make sure that when we go back and then we retest in a couple weeks, you're gonna do the same method. But that is it. We got all the details in. The studying is done. The test papers are getting prepared and they're coming out. So get yourself ready, turn the cell phone on silent. I need your undivided attention for 2 sets of a possible 20 rep on each side for our single leg Bulgarian split squat test coming up now. Athletes, test day is here. We got our single leg Bulgarian split squats with Ethan and Clara. Now we're gonna get into this, and I'm not gonna give you the sense of urgency that I normally do with our 10 down to 3, 2, 1. So what we're gonna do is that both of our athletes are gonna get prepared. We've got Ethan with a 50-pound dumbbell. Prescribed this test is gonna be 50 for men, 35 for women. Now, I'm going to be counting for our athletes. So what's gonna happen is that I'm gonna give you a 1, 2, 3, 4. That's gonna be your tempo. Your tempo on this is a fast up. There's no tempo on the way up. So we go down for 4, up fast. I'm gonna be giving them that tempo back to back. So if we get to a place where we're gonna have to excessively rest or take, yeah, no, Ethan picked that up way too early. So he set it down for a second. So with this, if we have to take an excessive rest, and I'm gonna give you the rule, if you're resting more than 3 seconds between your reps, then you're done. I want you to put that down because we want these reps to be relatively back to back. So I'm not gonna tax our athletes where I immediately go into it. I'll give them 1 to 2 seconds before you go into the next rep. I will keep count on the reps, so you're gonna hear me count this way. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So when you hear me say the number, the rep that we're on, that's gonna be your cue for an up. So I'm gonna do that all the way up to 20, and we are gonna continue through 20, even if our athletes fail before that, because if you are still going, I wanna make sure that we are right along that fitness test with you all the way to the end. So athletes, let's go ahead and get ourselves into the position. Go ahead and pick that dumbbell up. And we are starting in 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 18. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 20. And that is the end of the test for our leg that we just performed this on. So I'm gonna give you 2 minutes of rest right now. I want you to do whatever you can. If you got a bike at your gym or in your garage, whatever it is, I want you to kick those legs out, move around, because I do have to give you enough time right now so that we can get recovered. We've got 20 seconds, or sorry, we've got 2 minutes that we're working through. So that working leg is gonna be the one that's bracing up. So I need you to move your legs around, take a nice couple deep breaths. If you just did the goblet hold, I want you to shake your arms out, get yourself ready. Now, I want you to know that it is entirely possible that you are gonna have one leg that is stronger than the other, and that's actually really, really common. So if you just went through the entire test with 20 reps on the one side and then you only get 12 to 13 on the other, don't feel bad, you didn't do it wrong. That's just telling us that we've got a deficiency on one side compared to our other, and that's probably that side that we got more reps on is our strong side. So it's our left side dominant, right side dominant. But again, so right now we are looking at, we got 45 seconds in, so I'm gonna give you another minute 15. So right now, you can think of what you need to. You can try to think over your notes for this test that you were cramming right before you started this video. If you can't stand me counting because it's throwing you off, you can turn this video on mute, but you gotta give yourself a consistent test that we're going against. So that timing that I'm giving you, I want you guys to make sure that if you're going off your own count, that you're keeping that a consistent count every single time. Again, in just a moment, we're gonna go ahead and test on our other side, and we are gonna go into that 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and I'm gonna give you your count. You count the number that you completed. So Ethan failed on 18, I think, so he got 17. 17 would be his score. Just because you go down doesn't mean you get to count that one. You gotta come back up for it. And again, Ethan did a wonderful job on dismounting. It wasn't like a cartoonish, like fall across the floor and run into Clara. So make sure, don't get yourself to a place where you feel like you're at danger. If you failed, you failed. This is just the test. We got the retest coming up in a couple weeks. So right now, we got about 10 seconds. There's no rush. I want you to go ahead and let's pick up your weight Get your foot into the proper position. And then we are gonna get started with the second leg in 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 17, 1, 2, 3, 4, 18, 1, 2, 3, 4, 19, 1, 2, 3, 4, 20. And that is it. Pencils down, dumbbells down, feet down on the floor. You guys made it all the way through this test. Now, again, if you got a number that you feel like was low, that is great because it gives us plenty of room for opportunity to improve on this test that we have. We hope that you guys will continue to follow along with this because when we do that retest in a couple weeks, you've got a quantifiable amount that you can now compare to what we established today to what we can in the future. And I'm telling you, your glutes are one of the most underdeveloped parts on your body in today's culture because we're always sitting, we're driving. So let's go ahead and get ready for bikini season or beach season or whatever it is, even though it's in October or whatever time you're doing this workout. We can't wait to retest with you. Great job, guys. We got your cool down coming up next. Athletes, once again, great job on our single leg Bulgarian split squat test that we did. We're super excited to do this continuation over the next couple weeks and then retest to see where you guys have gotten to. Special thanks to Ethan and Clara for jumping in on this test because it was not easy and you guys rocked it and they rocked it. Now, as always, I gotta tell you, great job, athletes. And if you don't think you're an athlete, you are because you just did this test with us. If you enjoyed what you did today, we've got a special offer right now that you can use the code ATHOME at mayhemathletes.com to get a free month of Mayhem Athlete programming to start your way. And what better way to start it with the test retest on your way to a fitter, better version of yourself. Whether you're looking to be a little bit stronger, a little bit tougher, to take the challenges that life throws you every day, or make it all the way to the competition floor, Mayhem Athletes got your back. It's a group of like-minded athletes that will encourage you along the way to your goals and let you have a fun time doing it. So make sure, join us today if you haven't already. We love having you. Now you got your cool down listed here, and as always, you got to take care of your body because it certainly just took care of you in that test, and it's going to take even better care of you in a couple weeks when we do that retest. So do this cool down. It is extremely important. As always, be good, be kind, and join us again for another great day of fitness.